Hello, guys and girls and everyone else. Welcome back to my channel. This is your boy and one of the best traders in the forex and any other market. You know, it's in the name. It's in the name. It's GZ the Great, and I'm glad to have you guys back here so that I can help you, especially beginners and average traders and people who are struggling in the market, struggling to make money. For example, all of those kind of people, I want to be able to help you. And in this video, I will be able to help you based on my experiences, based on like what I've gone through in the market. Find setups, find knowledge or get whatever you need to, become successful in the market. And in this video, I'll be covering mainly some of the books that have been very helpful for me in my trading journey. Um, but before we get into that, I need you guys, I need to do the YouTube stuff. I need you guys to, like this video. I need the likes. Number one, it motivates me, but number two, it triggers the YouTube algorithm, which is essentially what we are, looking to, inside or to, get the YouTube to share my videos. And if you guys are, able to support me by liking my videos, I'll be able to reach more people and, spread this knowledge about Forex and how we can, help everyone everyone in the community, at least become profitable in the end. Which is the focus of like the books you read and the focus of this video. Also, if you like what's the content here, for example, if you like this video, for example, you should consider subscribing. Your subscriptions are very helpful in letting me understand that there are people who actually do value my content, so that I can adjust my feed accordingly. Also, let me know if you have any thoughts in the comments below. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So as I said again, is the best books that I have read in my forex trading journey, for example. But I don't think these books are limited to forex. To be honest, I think they do span like a lot of other fields, futures trading, for example. And I have traded futures based on some of the knowledge I got from these books. Trading bonds, you can even use it in stocks. Different elements and of the books can be helpful in different scenarios, and it can helpful to you personally to become a profitable trader. So it's not limited to just forex, but it spans a lot of stuff. And the first book that I liked, and the first book of the series, and the first book that I did read also is Naked Forex by Alex Neckerton and Walter Peters. And I love Walter Peters. He has his own YouTube channel on um he has his own YouTube channel, so you guys can check him out. He's an OG of YouTube, OG of trading for forex, and he has so many timeless videos. I think you guys can benefit from learning learning from what he has to say in his channel on his channel. But the crux of his message and the crux of this book in particular is like just have less indicators on your chart. And if you have less indicators on your chart, here are some high probability setups that you can take, and these setups can help you make money. So one of the setups that I like is the last case. It's you have price consolidating in a range, and then price breaks out and it leaves and it comes back and it cases your consolidation. Usually your consolidation is like in a box, for example, and the price cases and moves out. Price cases and shows any reversal candlesticks, for example, or like a continuation candlestick, for example. You buy or sell depending on the direction. But apart from that, he has like so many things, and it can be helpful for a beginner to understand like the market in general. He talks about most of the technical stuff, and most of the terminology that every beginning trader needs to know. So I think this book will be very helpful. Um, when I started forex, I think this book was very helpful because when I started forex, I was watching other YouTubers doing their own forex things, and they could slap like multiple, indicators on the chart. I remember like I think when I watched one video and he had like six indicators. I don't want to mention it, but he has six indicators. And I had no idea what these indicators were. Had to watch different videos to learn what MACD does, what an EMA does, and well, difference between a simple EMA and an exponential one. It was so crazy, so many things. And as complicated as learning what each uh, indicator did, it wasn't as bad as having multiple. There's so many things to look at all at the same time on my trading um, chart. So it was very helpful to read his book. Very helpful to see what are Peter's ideas, and based on his own you know experience in the market, and he has like with a lot of experience. I think that was a very helpful book, and you guys should consider reading it. Also, the second one I read was Trendline Breakout Strategy, an awesome book. It helped me understand like charting, uh, you know basic charting like flags and stuff. After a few months in training, I guess we all have gone through, especially if you're past the beginner phase, gone through some of the chart setups that you can think about. Most of the chart patterns, like the head and shoulders, the flag pattern, the ascending channel, and so on and so forth. And I think this book was very helpful because it helped me, conceptualize where I draw my trend lines, for example, and what happens if my trend line is broken, right? And what I do. But sometimes you can have like trend line breaks that freak out and stuff like that. And this whole book was just one whole strategy, and I loved it from beginning to the end. It's a great book. You guys, especially those who are interested in artistic charting, like using trend lines, for example, you should definitely look at this kind of trading strategy, for example, because it can help you, with a more consistent outlook, map out your charts and know where to make your entries and your exits. And it's a short book, it's easy to read, and you can find it, I think you can probably get on Amazon or wherever, whichever means you want to get it through. But it will be very helpful, in my opinion, to read this book. And the third one I read, and I think this is the most complicated one I read, but I think it was the best read. Sorry what I picked, but I think this was the best read. And this is a timeless book. Elliott Wave Principle. And anyone who's done Elliott Wave kind of knows what I'm talking about. This is like the staple book that everyone who is interested in Elliott Wave, the Elliott Wave Principle, developed by Ralph Nelson Elliott himself, was you know everyone who's interested in that has at least come across this book at some point. Um, Raising My First Temperature, very good book. It shows you the different market structures that's associated with the Elliott Wave Principle, like the flat. You have, there's a concept of like three waves down, like a correction wave. What's a corrective wave? What's like an impulsive wave, for example? Five waves up, and like using the Fibonacci and all of those things. This book is a very good read. It's a bit long, but if you're able to go through it and you're able to subject yourself to the Eller wave principle, for example, I do believe you can make a lot of money. I believe when I did back tests like the Eller wave principle, for example, based on my way of reading, I had like a 70% win rate. And Elliott wave allows you to have like setups that are like more than one to one in risk to reward. You can have 2:1, for example, where it's like $100 for 200. So it's kind of good. And if you have something like a 70% win rate, then why would you complain? The early wave principle is very good. I think it might be very complicated, especially for people who want to modify their strategy or want to change the rules. It might be not something that you are comfortable with. And also, if you think about it, the early wave principle, it's not like something that shows you are ever wrong, because the yellow wave covers like almost every single market movement. So if you lose a trade, it just means your analysis was misguided or was wrong. Maybe you saw a different setup. So I think that's something to keep in mind when you're following the yellow wave principle. And hopefully in a few other video series, I'll be able to help you guys understand the principle as taught by this book, for example. But yeah, this is a good reading. I hope you guys can, if especially if you are looking for a very profitable system to use, you should consider using the Elliott Wave principle. And this is one of the best books. Also, the fourth book I read, and I think this is like one of the best books I read. Especially after I had done some studies of Fibonacci and stuff. This was one of the best by Scott by Scott M. Carney. Also, Scott has just like Walter Peters, he also has his YouTube channel. He's very good. He explains his stuff. So even if you do not want to read a book and you just want to watch his videos, I think you can. You can go to his YouTube channel and just see how he goes through like different harmonic trading patterns. So harmonic trading is it's basically an incorporation of like Fibonacci, right, and price projection. So you use like Fibonacci, and based on a certain pattern, make a price projection. There are different patterns. You have like the Gartley, for example. I think the Gartley was very good. Had like a win rate of about 70%. So that was good. And you could also have like a 2:1 risk to reward on the Gartley pattern, for example. Same, they also had like the bad pattern, so many other patterns, for example. And it might be helpful to read this book and have these kind of strategies that are like high profitability. And if you're able to find these kind of patterns in the market, then you have a high chance of making money. You can also just go to Scott's YouTube channel if you want a video breakdown. Here, I think he streams some of the stuff he does, so that might be also helpful for people who want to join a live stream in the morning or at different times of the day to just see how they should be looking appropriately at the markets on a certain given day. So yeah, and up next, and this is like one of the OG books, the Candlestick Trading Bible. This is like one of the best books in terms of like technical analysis. This book just helps you, introduces you to what candlesticks are, the Japanese candlesticks, and helps you understand like the power of them. You learn about different candlesticks and where to look for them, like the doji, for example, the bullish engulfing and bearish engulfing and so on and so forth. This book can be very helpful because candlesticks are at the core of what like we need and what we use as traders, and it might be very helpful to go through this book. Very, very helpful. It's a short read, and I think there's a free online version, but I'm not too sure. But you can always get this book on Amazon, and you know improve your trading that way. Having a book in hard copy might be like the best for most traders, so that you can always have something to easily reference when the markets are going crazy. So guys, that's it. These are some of the best books I have read. Also, Trading in the Zone, and I know I didn't feature it here, but like that's one of the best books that I read. Trading the Zone by I think it's something Douglas, Mark Douglas, right, if I'm right. Which is about like it talks about the emotional aspect of like trading, the mental aspect, like what you do when you lose and how you should think about the market before you enter. Like, are you thinking about profitability? Is that like what you are too fixated about? I think profitability is something good everyone should aim for. But I think that book, for example, like Trading in the Zone, helps you, think about how to think about the market. And that might be very essential because sometimes, you might find a good strategy, 80% win rate, whatever, good risk reward, for example, and you still can't cut the mustard. You still can't like figure out what to do because you are maybe over trading, you are impulse trading, different things, and you're not exercising the discipline. I think that book, if you read it, for example, it will be able to help you it will be able to help you understand like how to think about them in the market, like how to move forward with more discipline, for example, and how to look for the best trades, the best setups, and only take those kind of setups and have more consistency in the market, and use that to your advantage. So um I also recommend that book. I know it was in the list, but I wish you guys to look at each of these books because these are some of the best books I have. And if you like the content, then definitely hit the like button and think of subscribing. I need your subscriptions. I need your participation. But I do appreciate you being here and everything you've done. If you've gotten this far, I wish you the best. Happy trading and all the best. Take care.